Welcome to Under 4-Minute Math. This is going to cover adding and subtracting integers with multiple terms. Quick review, the sign to the left is the sign of the number. So in this case, we have a positive 22 and a negative 57. In this expression, we have a negative 19, a negative 83, a positive 2, and the opposite of negative 13. The opposite of negative 13 is positive 13. Let's practice sorting multiple terms based on their sign. So we have a negative 3, a negative 12, and a positive 54. Here's another one. This would be a negative 4. The opposite of negative 5 is a positive 5, a negative 6, and a positive 7. Last one, positive 84, negative 15, and negative 11. Okay, so now we're going to look at a multi-term problem, and we're going to connect the sorting of the boxes to the number line and how to find the final answer. So to sort, we're going to have a positive 42, a negative 75, opposite of negative 13 is positive 13, and adding on a negative 9. Now, what I recommend is that you add the same values together to figure out how many total negatives there are in this expression. So if we add the two negatives together, we're going to get negative 84. And then over here, we want to do the same thing with the positives. So we're going to add the positives together to see how much total positive is going on in this expression, and we'll get positive 55. So what's happening is we start the problem with nothing, and then in this problem, there's 84 negative values or units. So we are going left 84 units left of 0. Then we're going to have to turn around and go 55 positive, so towards the 0. So that tells us that there is overlap happening here. We went away from 0, and now we're going back towards 0. So we have to subtract these two values to see where we end up. And you'll notice 84 is more units, okay? 84 has more units than positive 55, so we're going to end on the left side of 0. You can see it over here at the boxes. 84 is a larger value of units, that there's more units here than there is for 55. So 84 minus 55 is negative 29. So in this problem, we had to add in order to figure out the total amount of negatives and the total amount of positives, but then we also had to subtract in order to figure out what the difference between the positives and the negatives were, and that gave us the final answer of negative 29. So here's one for you to pause and try. We have a negative 10, a negative 5, and a positive 3. So if you combine your negatives, you're going to get negative 10 plus negative 5 is negative 15. So here I showed it broken up, or you could have just added them together and went a total of negative 15. We have a plus 3 though, so we have to turn around and go back 3. That means we are losing distance. We're going back towards 0, so we'll have to subtract. So negative 15 is what we had as a total for these two, minus the 3, because we turned around, gives us an answer of negative 12. And that's the end of adding and subtracting integers when there are multiple terms.